What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Floyd Mayweather obviously took the fight against Logan Paul. It was an exhibition, and a lot of people thought it was a joke, a weak fight, or whatever. But he made a ton of money when he did it, and he said something really important about wealth building and leaving a legacy for your children. And we'll get into that right after the bumper. What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Now, Floyd Mayweather said something super interesting to me about wealth building and leaving a legacy for your children. So, a lot of people, as we know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest fighters in the history of boxing. He's 50-0, the only fighter to ever reach 50-0. He's undefeated. He's never lost a professional fight. He's too many times defending champion. I can't even count just so many times he won championships and has so many belts and just retired as a TBE. Some people say the best ever. So when he took this fight against Logan Paul, a lot of people thought it was an embarrassment to boxing. They felt like it was just a waste of time. It was a money grab, it was a cash grab or whatever for Floyd. He shouldn't be doing this. This guy's a YouTuber. Even though he was 6-7 inches taller. He was 30, 40 pounds heavier. They were just like, man, Floyd, this is stupid because this guy has no business of being in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. There's probably a lot of truth to that. But Floyd Mayweather saw an opportunity. He said, although I've retired from professional boxing, I haven't retired from being an entertainer. And so he wanted to go out there and put on a show and be an entertainer for his fans and for all the people tuned in. Also, Logan Paul has a massive following, and not just one of those like ghost followers. He has followers that actually convert into dollars. They buy his merch, they buy his stuff, they buy his whatever he's putting out there with 20 million people buying stuff. Floyd saw an opportunity. But also what he saw was a chance to get a big bag, right? One thing he said in his post-fight press conference, his post-fight interview, he said, your kids can't eat legacy. He said, I got $30 million just for putting patches on my shorts. And that's before the pay-per-view gate. After the pay-per-view gate, people are estimating he's going to make between $50 and $75 million. He said, your kids can't eat legacy. And that got me thinking, man, like that really stuck with me. Because there are some just marvelous people in this world that leave these legacies that last way after they pass away. But a lot of them die broke. A lot of your favorite entertainers, whether rappers, comedians, and a lot of people in our community, they leave these impacting legacies that remember he told this joke or he performed in this stage, or I remember where I was, what I was doing when this person did this. But they leave their family and their children nothing. And so when he said your kids can't eat legacy, Floyd is going to go down as one of the greatest. Some people say the greatest defensive fighter. Others say the greatest boxer. TBE is what he puts on a lot of his merch. The best boxer ever. The best ever. And so, yeah, it might just look like a cash grab to go out and pick up a quick $50 million. But why wouldn't you do it? His family, even if Floyd never made another dollar previous to this or after this, that's what we consider generational wealth, $50 million. Now, you can feel however you want to feel about Floyd Mayweather. You can feel, I'm not telling you to be his biggest fan. Floyd Mayweather's got some skeletons in his closet that include domestic assault. And we're not going to act like that didn't happen, because it did. And you can feel however you feel the way about his boxing style, say his fights are boring and say he's not that great and say he dodges people until they get old or whatever. However you feel about Floyd, that doesn't matter. But I do want you to digest those words. Your kids can't eat legacy. That is something that you should apply to your life. Whatever you need to do legally, and there's a ton of legal ways to build wealth within your community and especially within your family, you should be working towards making it happen. Think about that. You could be the greatest employee in, I don't know, Amazon history. Let's just use Amazon. It's a huge company. Or Apple history or whatever. And you have the greatest legacy at Apple. But if you don't leave your family, your community, anything, how they going to eat? They're going to have the same struggles that you have. They're going to have the same struggles and go through the same trials and tribulations that you did. And so guess what? It makes all your hard work for nothing. Every generation, we should be getting better. And that's one of our problems, in our fight against white supremacy, is they tend to hold us back from advancing our generations. But a lot of times we do it to ourselves. Every generation should get better. So if your great-grandparents were slaves, right? Or your great-great-grandparents were slaves, then your great-grandparents should have been able to do one level of thing. Maybe they were able to get up to like a 5th grade education or something. Then your grandparents should have been able to go to high school and work and graduate and do those kind of things. Then your parents should have been able to go to college or start a business or start to develop work and not always have to work a job. And so by the time it got to you, you were able to choose. I can go to trade school, I can go to college, but I have this nest egg that my parents that were passed down from generation because we advanced at every stage of this thing. I can be an investor. I have a nest egg of income, a nest egg of wealth to be able to choose my destiny, to not have to be miserable and go up and wake up and go to work or whatever. I have that nest egg because from every generation, we advanced. We didn't stay in the same spot. It wasn't like one person was a sharecropper or whatever, slave, and the next generation was the same thing, and the next generation was the same. No, we weren't stagnant. We advanced. And that's what I took away from Floyd's post-fight interview. He said your kids can't eat legacy. Because you can be the best worker in Amazon and UPS and Walmart, whatever company, GE, Ford, Procter Gamble. Can be the greatest worker in their history. Leave the best legacy. Man, your dad was awesome. Your mom was just amazing. But you have nothing to show for it. Man, that really stuck with me, man. That was some powerful words. And like I said, you can feel however you want to feel about Floyd Mayweather. I'm really just talking about the central message, the generalized message. That's how I feel about it. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below and in the chat, and put your hashtag B1s in the chat, because we're Black first, and that's what we're doing. We're building a better Black community. And when we listen to words like this and we apply them to our family, so whatever stage you're at, your children should be able to take that next step. You are laying the foundation to where your children are in a much greater position than you ever were. That's what I feel like my parents did for me. That's what I'm going to do for my children. And that's what you should do for your family as well. Because your family can't eat legacy. And people wonder why the Black community is the way it is. White supremacy has a lot to do with that. But a lot of it we need to take ownership of and continue to progress and advance our communities and advance our families. And if we advance our families, we advance our communities. And if we advance our communities, guess what? We're in a better position. That's all I got, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. at the Black Boss Channel in Victory Formation. Thank you all for tuning in, and follow us on Instagram at VF Sports Show. We post content on there all the time. I will see you guys next time. Peace.